She's the one.
And since then, she remarried, and now she's Sheila Macon.
Isn't that something? That's a good picture.
And that's her son and her husband.
That's a good picture.
We stayed in Monterey, and we went over and ate supper with them and visited with them. There are some sea lions.
That's a good picture too. I think it's the closest I've ever seen one.
Well, this was made with a telephoto lens, so it helped. It's just a 135. It wasn't a real telephoto. It's more of a portrait lens. That is a sea otter. Isn't he adorable?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Isn't he cute? They took us on the 17-mile drive, around
Oh yeah.
Pacific Grove and everything. Really exclusive area. They just went up to the guard gate. You have to pay to go around it. And they told them they were going to go visit the Joneses or something. They knew some people that lived on it. That's all they had to say, and we got in free.
Well, wasn't that nice?
There's that lone cypress tree that's real
yeah.
famous on the 17-mile drive.
Oh, that's good.
There our kids sitting up in the tree with her little boy. See her little boy up there with them?
Isn't that something? That's good.
Now that's Aunt Ella. That's Grandy's sister, older sister.
Oh.
And her daughter and her husband.
And where did they live?
Ann and Dick. They live just south of San Francisco. It's like Campbell, California, south of San Jose. And that's Aunt Ella.
Isn't that something?
That's Dick and Ann and her son. Most of their children went to Stanford. See, he has on a Stanford shirt. That's Aunt Ella with her garden.
Oh my goodness. Isn't that unusual? That's pretty. Isn't that pretty?
This is where they have to have irrigation to grow anything, like the sand.
You marveled if they can do it then.
Ooh, look at the giant redwoods, would you? See down at the very base of is
Isn't
Bill.
that the oldest tree in the world?
Bill and some of the kids. Or they're the oldest trees in the world. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we got pictures of the oldest trees
Look
in the
at
world.
that.
Yeah.
See how tiny they are at the bottom? They're just absolutely dwarf.
We made one for me. They used a Christmas card, and I didn't use it because you couldn't even see me.
That's the centennial stump. It's 24 feet in diameter, and they cut it just so they could send a piece of it to the World's Fair.
I think Daddy and I saw that.
In 1876. The centennial stump. You just cannot comprehend how tall those trees are. Crescent Meadow. We took a nice little hike. This is the Gem of the Sierras, it says on the sign.
Oh, that's the one I had my picture taken in. Oh, and it's standing inside of it.
The base of one of the trees there. We stayed in Sequoia National Park one night, and then we moved over and stayed in Yosemite National Park 2 nights. This is a tree that was down, and a man had built a cabin at the end, and he lived in that cabin for years, see?
Well, I declare.
Fixed a little stone fireplace and everything, and he lived up inside the tree.
Well, for goodness sakes.
Hello, isn't it pretty? See the 4 kids down there?
Yeah.
Little tiny dots. Oh, see, that's a tree falling. They did controlled burns here in the woods, and they were cutting this tree down, and look at it falling. See it? See it diagonally across the other trees? It is in the, it's right falling right now.
It's in the process of falling.
They're getting it ready for a controlled burn.
That's interesting.
See, they're having the controlled burn now. they had found out that by not letting the forest fires burn, they were preventing certain species from regenerating, and so they needed to have controlled burn so certain of these giant sequoias could start growing again.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, the seeds had to plant, the cones had to, be burned or something.
The dial right there.
This is at Yosemite National Park. Isn't that something?
Oh, I tell you, Vicky.
Isn't that something? This is a place where you could drive your car up on one of these felled trees. See a station wagon up on the big giant tree.
Oh, for goodness sakes. I like that. Only God can make a tree, and that's for sure.
Uh-huh. Isn't that something?
Now, I have a picture of that.
In front of the General
Sherman.
Sherman. Y'all might have sent your Christmas card picture from here.
Oh.
The General Sherman. There's the General Sherman from a distance, so I could get it all in.
We got a picture of John Granite tree too.
Mm-hmm.
And see, the General Sherman was the largest living tree.
Uh-huh. Isn't that amazing?
Oh.
That's the tree that you could drive through. The tunnel tree. And that's the remains of the ones you used to be able to drive through, but it finally fell over. Remember? You could drive through the base of it at one time. Lots of famous pictures of cars driving through this tree. This is Mirror Lake, and it's almost turned into Mud Lake. It's about to dry up, but it was a beautiful Mirror Lake at one time. You could see gorgeous reflections.
It's a beautiful picture.
You can see what pretty pictures you used to get with Mirror Lake, but
oh my, that's pretty.
see the little tiny people? I mean, it's hard
I think we saw that.
on top of that rock of people. It's just hard to believe. Yeah.
Do you know
how
the name
massive
of that?
all of this is? Well, that was probably lower Yosemite Falls, because here you can see the lower Yosemite Falls and there the upper Yosemite Falls up at the top, see? There are 3 of our kids walking up the path there.
I'm so glad Daddy and I took this part by ourselves. We were gone over a week.
You know what that is? That's Half Dome.
It's what?
Half Dome at Yosemite. It's a famous rock face.
Oh.
See, it looks like it's been cut in half.
Isn't that beautiful?
See the kids are in waiting?
Yeah.
In the Yosemite River there.
Beautiful. Gracious.
Isn't that pretty? We went up to the top of this place and you can get a good, that's Yosemite Valley right there.
Oh. Wow.
And to the right you can see Half Dome, see?
Yeah.
And to the left is Full Dome.
Yeah.
And that's Yosemite Valley. And there's a picture of Half Dome.
Goodness gracious.
That's looking straight down where you have cabins and everything. We stayed in some tents down at the bottom down here. Our tents were down here somewhere. That's another picture of Yosemite Valley. That's Nevada Falls, right close to the middle of the picture.
Nevada Falls.
Nevada Falls, yeah. A little toward the bottom.
Isn't that pretty?
That's Bridalveil Falls.
Look at your rainbow.
Yeah, you got a rainbow in it. There's Half Dome, reflected. It's called the Merced River, I think it is, instead of the Yosemite. Merced River.
I'm so glad you have these. Is that snow on the mountain?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just... Oh, there's a little marmot.
Oh, no. What is it?
A little marmot.
Isn't that darling?
Bryson's feeding it.
Isn't that darling? Boy, that's something.
That's full dome there.
And we missed these.
There are people climbing rocks, see?
Yeah.
Go climb a rock. And there they are, the rock climbers. There's some up at the top of the next ledge, too.
Good gracious.
They teach rock climbing out here. They have schools in it.
Look at that cloud formation, both of them.
Aren't they pretty? This shows the moraine left behind by a glacier. All the
Well,
ground up rock.
that's not snow then.
Well, that's snow. Yeah, the white part's snow,
Oh.
but it's what I'm showing mostly is how the glaciers grind up the rocks.
Boy, Vicky, isn't that pretty?
That's Mono Lake.
Isn't that pretty?
It's to the east of, to the east of Yosemite. We came at the east side of Yosemite, drove through the whole thing.
Isn't that
This
pretty?
is Lake Tahoe. We're now down at Lake Tahoe.
Oh, somebody, who was it?
Gene Worthen. Gene
Who?
Worthen. Gene Worthen lives
Yeah,
at Lake
yeah.
Tahoe. Or used to.
I would like to hear from Gene. Look, that's pretty.
Look at that. We're
That's
coming into San
beautiful.
Francisco.
Oh, that's beautiful. Now,
That's where you go and see the cable car cables
oh,
roaring, you know, the cable car museum
yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Isn't that fascinating? The other things that spin that pull the cable cars.
I don't think we went into that.
This is riding through Chinatown. That was just an interesting
We did go
little
to
Chinese
Chinatown. We rode all the way
couple. And
through.
they have, chickens hanging in the window and
We
ducks.
rode all the way through Chinatown.
There's the pyramid building on the left. On the right.
I like San Francisco better than Los Angeles. Did you?
Oh, absolutely. Now, that's the shape of a fire nozzle, see?
Uh-huh.
And it was a shrine to the, to the firemen.
Uh-huh.
During the earthquake, the giant fire,
Mm-hmm.
the people that fought the blaze of the giant fire. Okay. Look at the little guys. See the little boys over there tap dancing and everything?
Yeah.
This is down near the waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
Down near Fisherman's Wharf.
We went on a ship down there over the little island and back.
Did you go over to Alcatraz?
Yeah.
Okay. These little people, you dance for you and sing for you, and you throw money in their hat and tin cups.
Oh, look at that.
Here we are at Fisherman's Wharf. Isn't that wonderful? There's
Yeah,
Bryson and
that's
Meg
a good picture, too.
looking at all the crabs there.
Yeah. I like Fisherman's Wharf.
We ate there at Alio, what is it?
We ate there, too, but I don't know why.
Alioto's, I think's the name of it.
This is when Daddy and I was by ourselves.
And there's the seafood there. This is Lombard Street, the crookedest street in the world.
Yeah, I like that, didn't you?
Uh-huh. We're driving down Lombard. And if you look straight ahead, you see Court Tower. See the memorial to the firefighters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like this.
So we stopped. There's our blue car on the right. We stopped so I could get a picture. And then the other car's passing us. There's the Golden Gate Bridge. It's painted red all the time because they're continually painting it you know, because the weather's so hard on it there.
I think I was expecting something really golden, and it wasn't.
And it turned into be a red bridge.
Yeah.
Here we are at the aquarium, you know.
Yeah. That's a good picture, honey.
Yeah, this is really nice. We went up there and they were having the King Tut exhibit out here. But you had to get tickets way ahead of time. And I had tried to, through every source possible. You couldn't get them from mail or anything else. And I even asked somebody that was going to San Francisco to try to get me tickets, and they tried and couldn't. And so the day we got there, we went to see if we could get tickets. And they said, well, probably not, but you know, you can put your name on a list. So Bill hung around waiting for them to see. Well, I took the kids to the aquarium, and we got tickets within a half an hour, and we got to see the King Tut exhibit.
We didn't. And wasn't that wonderful? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? We went on that ship. You just walk on it, you know.
That's the ship that I went on that the man knew that I was from Lynchburg, Virginia.
Oh, and they asked you if you were, yeah.
Now we're going on the boat over to Alcatraz. That was on another trip, you know, when they thought I was from, you know, the Star of India boat ticket salesman. But it was the same place. That's Alcatraz.
Yeah, we went right Alcatraz. We didn't get off. Did y'all get off?
Oh yeah, we toured it. Toured the facility. That's inside.
I see we didn't do that.
Mm-hmm. It's a depressing place.
I couldn't stand it, you know. I'd go crazy. That's good.
They've had several famous movies, Escape from Alcatraz and The Birdman of Alcatraz. Both filmed here. Here's that boat, the Star of India. There's the pyramid building. I like that particular view of it because it's juxtaposed right next to that antique looking building. See it?
That's good, baby.
There are the kids up above the Golden Gate Bridge.
That's good. There's your tall tree.
This is Muir Woods, M-U-I-R.
We went there.
North of San Francisco.
Yeah, we went there. Just Dad and me.
Look at us driving through it for a year.
It's amazing that the tree would live. Oh, that's pretty. That surf for that little stream.
Look at the waves about to catch them, see?
Yeah.
We stopped along the coast here of Oregon.
Didn't they have a ball?
Oh, the water's just catching them.
I'm so glad y'all went. Oh, look, down inside the thing.
Yeah, we went to an aquarium up there. This is more of Muir Woods.
Yeah, we went over there.
The coastline of the Pacific is really beautiful. This was sickening. Seeing when they cut down these giant redwoods.
Yeah, we passed some of those too. And Daddy said the same thing.
It was just sickening, and they're still doing it today.
Daddy said the same thing.
They're cutting down these ancient trees so people are going to have redwood decks. It's really maddening.
We saw them rolling logs down in the river, you know.
Those are seals down there. See them?
Are they all seals? Yeah.
Well, they're not all. See, they're birds too. But see, the seals are the bigger, browner things. The black things are the birds. And this is in Sea Lion Cave.
I don't think it went in that. All that.
Isn't that neat? This is the cave.
That's good. I'm so glad y'all took so many pictures. That little blanket of dirt, that with the grass is funny, isn't it?
Uh-huh, it is. It's
I love the
beautiful.
water. Well, I was looking at it upside down.
I'm
but-
just
but
looking
not-
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm above looking down.
Uh-huh. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm. Trade winds dock.
Isn't that beautiful, Vicky?
Uh-huh.
Now, where is this?
This is up on the Oregon coast.
Well, now, we've stopped now. See, in other words, we were coming across.
Uh-huh.
We've gone on back down to Doris's, but that's what we saw. We did see that. It made us sick. Then
That's, I think, is Mount Hood.
yeah. See, we flew over and saw some beautiful mountains flying.
Mm-hmm.
Great day.
This is the Columbia River. And we
Uh-huh.
took that road, going to the Dells is the name of
Yeah.
that road that goes up and goes right beside the Columbia River. And every now and then we cross the river and go on the other side, you know, go back and
Mhm.
forth some.
That's beautiful, honey.
And it's
Oh,
just
that's
a
beautiful.
waterfall.
That's beautiful. Look at that.
Okay, you can't see it in the video, I'm afraid, but you can see it on the screen. That's the mountain you can see that overhangs Seattle, Washington.
See, we didn't go through Oregon at all.
Yeah,
Never did.
This is Mount Rainier.
Mhm.
Did you really? I don't think you're going to be able to see it on the video. There.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's the top of Mount Rainier.
Isn't it beautiful?
Uh-huh. See, it was an extinct volcano. When you're in that national park, you're so close to it, you can't see it. In the Rainier National Park,
Uh-huh.
you really are too close to see the mountain. This is cute. That's a little boat going through the locks there.
Uh-huh.
We're in Seattle, Washington now, so it's about time for you and Daddy to come see us.
Y'all in Seattle.
Uh-huh. And these are the fish runs.
Yeah, y'all took us to see them.
See Deborah and
They walk
Daddy.
up and down.
The
Y'all took
salmon.
us to see that.
The salmon can jump up these fish
Yep, I
runs.
jumped up.
Hi.
Northwest, we came in on Northwest.
That's your airplane.
It is.
Uh-huh. You and Grandpa are on that airplane right now.
Really?
Yep.
Northwest.
Y'all are on that airplane. It was a
Oh, I was so
DC-10.
glad Joyce was. Daddy was too.
Now we're taking that boat trip of the harbor. Remember as soon as y'all got there?
Yeah.
That's the Space Needle for Seattle.
We went up that. Oh yeah, now I feel at home.
Mhm. You're with us now.
Yeah. I was so glad y'all asked for it. So glad he'd go.
I'm so glad y'all came because
Oh, I am too.
I already had the reservations for the whole time, you know.
Oh, I was tickled to death. Tickled to death. So many happy things you've done for us.
This is the aquarium there at Seattle, and this
Yeah.
is sort of like the petting zoo.
Yeah,
You can
petting zoo.
pet the
Uh-huh.
starfish and the anemones, crabs.
Look.
This is in the aquarium also, and you look above you, and all these little fish swimming
Yeah.
above your head. That was not below you, it was above. This is the
Oh.
oldest lived baby otter in captivity. You know, one that was born and
Oh, his
lived.
mama's back,
And it was
wasn't
as big as its mom when it was
Oh,
on its
stomach.
mama's stomach,
Oh,
and
mama's
it
stomach.
finally died too. But
it? Yeah.
they have a hard time raising otters in
Oh,
captivity.
isn't that pretty, Vicky?
That's Seattle from the Space Needle.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful?
Still Seattle.
We were so thrilled.
That's the
Uh-huh.
Space Needle. It was an eerie looking sight, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. We never would have seen all about that if y'all.
We're in some big tall trees again.
Mm-hmm.
See you?
Isn't that
It's
something?
hard to see you, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We're in the rainforest now, over on the Olympic Peninsula.
Yeah.
We took a little hike up in the rainforest. And that shows some of the vegetation with the ferns and everything.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Remember we missed seeing the Pacific coast, the only place we could see it, and so we had to turn around and go back about 5 or 6 miles.
Yeah.
Because I said that'd be the only time you and Daddy would see the Pacific Ocean.
And this
you
was
know?
it.
Uh-huh. And
This
so we
was
turned
it.
around and went back to the overlook, and there it is.
And that was it.
Uh-huh.
That's a lake.
Yeah. This
Lake.
is probably where we spent the night, at Port Angeles,
Yeah.
on the northernmost part of the Olympic Peninsula.
Yeah.
See, that's remember we spent the night in this little cabin.
Yeah. We had to turn around somewhere to get to it. I remember that.
We had the whole cabin, because
Uh-huh.
y'all slept in one side and we slept in the other.
Yeah.
And this
Oh,
is up
yeah.
on Hurricane Ridge at Port
Yeah, I
Angeles.
remember Hurricane Ridge.
And see the deer.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh,
It was a nice grassy meadow.
yeah. And daisies. Isn't that pretty?
That's some snow that's below us, see?
Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
Uh-huh.
Oh, these are beautiful, Vicky. Now we're with y'all,
Uh-huh.
Daisy.
And that shows the meadow there with
Uh-huh.
all the little flowers, wildflowers blooming, and then the Hurricane Ridge.
Uh-huh. Isn't that
This is early in the morning. Remember, we had to get up real early to catch the ferry. We had
Yeah.
reservations on the ferry to go
Uh-huh.
over to Victoria.
Yeah.
And so this is the lake that we spent the night on in that little cabin. And that's where we caught the ferry. We went and put our car in line.
Yeah.
See, in fact, I see it in the left side of the picture, the blue station wagon.
Uh-huh.
And then we came and ate breakfast at this restaurant.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fascinating? Oh, no.
Now we're on the ferry.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
Uh-huh. We're crossing from Port Angeles
Isn't that it must
to
be
Victoria.
cold.
There's a cloud bank right
I'm so
on the water.
glad y'all called us.
Oh, I'm so glad you came. Now we're coming into Victoria.
Victoria. Oh, Vancouver is
Yeah,
famous,
coming
y'all.
into Victoria. That's the old hotel there. Famous old hotel. And
Yeah.
there's the Houses of Parliament,
Yeah,
see?
we walked up to that too, don't you remember?
Uh-huh. Yeah, y'all even went into a session of it.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Uh-huh. We took a ride around Victoria.
Victoria was beautiful. Remember we exclaimed over the homes. how
Yeah, they
pretty
told
were.
us that in these sections that if you didn't take proper care of your yard, that they would send somebody to take care of it and send you the bill.
Yeah, I remember.
That you
I
had
remember.
to, you had to
And
take
them have beautiful, they
meticulous
all
care.
were.
Everything, just the hanging baskets everywhere.
Yeah.
It was very British, very beautiful.
Oh, sightseeing.
Yeah, remember we were on the double-decker buses when I took those pictures.
Yeah.
There's Bill.
Wasn't that something?
That's
Now,
the
there's
Houses
one
of
we
Parliament.
see Bryson coming this way.
Uh-huh.
We walked up to the side of that.
Yeah, we walked up inside it, remember?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, remember that totem pole?
Yeah. This is like a natural history museum.
Yeah. Oh, I love that, Becky. Look how the feet are close together. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, we're on the
That's good enough to take a prize in the contest.
We're on the ferry now going from Victoria to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Those were sort of glass walls for wind protection.
Now, what was the date of this, Vicky?
79.
79.
See, you can see Mount
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah.
Rainier
Isn't that
way
beautiful?
off in the distance.
Uh-huh.
Mount Rainier sort of dominates that whole
Uh-huh.
northwest area.
Almost like a dream.
Uh-huh.
Now,
Now
this
that's
is a
one of
picture
my
I love.
favorite pictures, yeah.
You've got that.
That's one I have framed in the stairwell
Yeah.
here. That's Deborah feeding a seagull.
Isn't that lovely?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Look at the rays coming out from the clouds.
Uh-huh.
Almost like a Statue of Liberty crying. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Deborah and the seagull. Look how big that seagull is too. You don't think about them being that big.
I know it.
But its wingspan's probably as big as Deborah's.
That's pretty.
This is Vancouver.
Yep. Oh,
This is a park you will remember. This is Stanley Park.
Oh, this is what I remember.
Stanley Park in Vancouver.
Isn't it beautiful?
It was just absolutely
This is
gorgeous.
exactly what I remember.
Mhm. Stanley Park.
Isn't that something?
We visited the zoo there at Stanley Park.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
There we are putting Bill on the bus
Yeah.
at Hope, Canada.
Uh-huh.
I had
English
reservations at
bus,
Hope,
too.
and he was riding the bus down to Seattle to fly back to
Yeah.
Knoxville
Uh-huh.
for work.
Uh-huh.
So there we are telling him goodbye early in the morning. And that's where we stayed in Hope, Canada.
The first night, uh-huh.
These little chalets. Well, that's where we stayed the night, we took, the next morning we took Bill.
Yep. Now, I think this was on the way down to where we were going down to a mine or something.
Well, we took a cable car
Oh,
down
yeah.
to the bottom
That's
of this.
right.
This is Hell's Canyon. Remember Hell's Canyon?
Yeah. Now, Bill's gone, hasn't he?
Uh-huh.
You know.
See Hell's Gate.
Uh-huh.
And over there they had to cut for the train to go through over there.
Uh-huh.
And when they did a lot of this cutting here, it ruined the fishing, the salmon fishing. So they had to build these fish runs along the
Yeah, I
bottom
remember that.
for the
I remember
salmon,
cutting that.
the salmon to continue to get up.
Mhm.
This is at Hell's Gate.
Oh, that's pretty. Isn't that
And
pretty?
this is looking at that river that goes through Hell's Gate.
Yeah, pretty. Beautiful. That's
Here we're in
cute.
Kamloops, see, Camloops,
Yeah.
playing miniature golf at Kamloops. This is the first place we spent the night after we left Bill.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember this well.
See, Daddy's sitting over there. In fact, you're sitting with them. See?
Yeah.
Y'all sitting over there on a bench.
Aw, that's real cute, isn't
Isn't
it?
that cute?
Isn't it real cute? That's pretty, Vicky. Isn't that pretty? I remember Fitzwilliam.
Mount Fitzwilliam. 9,549 feet
Look at
high.
the top of that mountain over there.
Mhm. Mount Fitzwilliam.
Isn't that something? Look at that.
We're at Jasper now. See,
Going
Jasper
down.
is a little crescent town over on the right, see?
Yeah.
And we're taking this cable car ride up to the top of the mountain so you can see all of Jasper from the mountain.
Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that something?
That's Jasper.
That's beautiful, Vicky. With a mark on the water being bluish too, you know, icebergs, I reckon. Remember we were talking about that being bluish or greenish or something? That's beautiful picture.
Downtown Kamloops.
That's beautiful.
That's looking down at where we stayed.
Uh-huh.
That little place down there in the middle
Uh-huh.
makes a little circle.
Uh-huh.
Is where we stayed at those cabins. The
I
kids
remember
hiked
this.
up here.
Yeah.
We didn't, but the kids
Uh-uh.
went up that part of the trail.
Yeah.
And that's where we stayed in Jasper.
Uh-huh.
That's our little cabin.
Wasn't it fun?
Uh-huh. And that's, right out in front of that cabin.
Uh-huh. That was marvelous.
It was Mount Edith Cavell, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh, that was a
Uh-huh.
thing that shows all the
Yeah.
stripes across it.
Yeah.
Stratus or whatever.
Majestic.
Uh-huh. This
Nice.
was
It
a
goes
national
real
park,
far.
going all the way from Jasper down to Banff. We
Uh-huh.
stayed in a national park,
Uh-huh.
and it's one of the prettiest rides in North America. This is the Athabasca Waterfalls.
Yes. I think there were two of them, weren't there? Oh, am I mistaken?
And look at the
Look at
rainbow.
the rainbow.
Mhm. Isn't that pretty?
I think there were two right there together. That's beautiful.
The water always looks kind of silky color, see, sort of white,
Yeah.
and that's because of the glacier that went off of the
Uh-huh.
glaciers.
Mm-hmm. They were truly mountains. And yeah, that's the other waterfall.
Mhm.
Yeah, they look serene. There was some little story about this, but I've forgotten.
Well, that's showing the Athabasca Glacier up there. That's
Yeah, that's right.
sort of the beginning of the Columbia ice fields.
Yeah. Columbia Ice Field, that's what it was.
See, that shows
That's
the
Columbia
glacier up
Ice
there,
Field. That's what it was.
up at the top. See the ridge of ice up on top?
Yeah.
You see, this is in August.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Athabasca Glacier.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the little people over there on the left? and
Yeah.
it's-
I didn't
seasides.
a couple of the kids go over to it?
Well,
didn't.
we did. Daddy stayed on the side and watched us.
You know, I don't think really. Then Daddy was in his prime. I think he was getting a little tired.
Yeah, well, he stayed on the side,
Yeah.
and you and the kids and I went on
Yeah,
the little
uh-huh.
snowmobiles. You know, inside those little cars. You can see those little cars down
Yeah.
there.
Uh-huh.
See, you can see a
Yeah.
car up ahead now.
Uh-huh.
We went in those little ice mobiles up on the glacier, and you could see ahead of us were the Columbia ice fields.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Then we got out of the little car, and the guide, told us about
Uh-huh.
how deep the ice was. It was unbelievable how many miles deep the ice was at that
Yeah.
point.
Isn't that something?
They were, Tim,
Yeah,
like they were
fun.
going to throw Meg in the water.
And look at the blue water.
Uh-huh.
see.
It runs off blue. And see the glacier, that particular glacier, the different ways glaciers work, and this glacier would come down to that point and then it kind of breaks off, see, at the
Mhm,
bottom,
mhm.
where the ice would flow to that point.
No.
This was a real fun place so the kids could slide down the snow. This is at the toe of the glacier, the Athabasca Glacier.
That's darling, Becky.
And y'all were down in the car now, see?
Yeah.
And we had gone up here, I'd gone up with the kids to let them play at the toe of the
That's
glacier.
darling. Look.
See them?
Isn't that cute?
And that's showing the toe of the glacier.
Yeah. That was wonderful. Very wonderful.
You can see how just
You can see where the
there
clouds
are like
leave.
5 major glaciers that flow
Uh-huh.
out of the Columbia ice fields.
That's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Beautiful.
That's probably Lake Banff, Lake
Oh,
Louise.
yeah.
Lake Louise.
Lake Louise. Isn't that beautiful?
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
That is Lake Louise.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's pretty.
And there's the old hotel there at Lake Louise.
Oh, that's pretty,
Isn't
Vicky.
that pretty?
Oh.
Remember we took the little ride,
Yeah.
the gondola ride up
No.
at Banff?
That's beautiful. Look at that.
There were pretty friendly old goats there.
That's pretty.
And that's the town of Banff.
Yeah.
We were up on
We
the.
went up to Jasper, didn't we?
Well, this is Banff now.
I said we went up to Jasper.
Other lens looking down at the
Isn't
town
that
of Banff.
pretty? Oh,
Meg and Deborah feeding the goats.
no. No.
Bryson's feeding the squirrels or whatever. Marmots or squirrels or.
That's
That's
pretty.
Banff.
Yeah.
See the winding road we had to come up to get up to where you take the
Yeah.
gondola?
Uh-huh.
This is really probably a ski area that we're at right now.
Oh.
Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's pretty.
This is coming back from Canada into the United States. You know?
Filling station looks like, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. That's the Canadian border. We're in, they had, the national parks here too. Remember Glacier National
Yeah.
Park?
Mhm.
And that's an ancient old hotel over there.
Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm. We went on what they call the Going to the Sun Highway
Mm-hmm.
from,
Yeah, I remember that.
from the east side of Glacier National Park to the west side of Glacier
I remember
National
that
Park.
well.
Mhm.
Isn't that stark?
And you can see the moon to the right of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
We're out on that boat ride.
Oh, I remember this.
And that's the cabin where we stayed in Glacier National Park. They explained to us that they weren't allowed to use any mechanism, mechanical device, to control the growth. And therefore the cabins were just about being taken over. See?
Oh,
See all the
yeah.
greenery taking over the cabin?
Yeah.
It was kind of
Isn't that
spooky looking.
something?
Yeah. This was in Glacier National Park. That's Goose Island. I also had that
Yeah,
framed in the
yeah.
back hall. They said that's the most photographed island in the world.
Uh-huh. Isn't it beautiful?
Goose Island in the middle
Most
of
photographic.
St. Mary's Lake in Glacier National Park. There it is
Isn't that
again.
something?
Yep.
I think we rode a boat on that, didn't we?
Well, we rode a boat out around it. That boat ride the night before went out around Goose Island.
Isn't that something?
And we're still on the Going to the Sun Highway.
I'm so glad we could go.
I think it's right here at this pass. that I left the lights on in the car. And you found that Winnebago to jump the battery, remember?
Oh,
To
yeah.
get the car started again. And from then on, I wouldn't cut the car back, well, wouldn't cut the motor off because I was afraid I couldn't get it started again.
Yeah. I think it's marvelous. She took over the car when Bill left and did the whole thing. That's good, Vicky. Very good.
Uh-huh.
Evidently somebody goes across that log.
Uh-huh. You can see somebody up there now.
That's good.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah. I remember the minute that it was taken.
This is the lake on the other side of Glacier National Park.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
That's Victorian for sure.
There's you and Daddy and the 4 kids.
Yeah. That's unique too.
Uh-huh. Look at the grass growing on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 2-story outhouse, remember?
Yeah. I'd forgotten it.
We went to Nevada City and Virginia City,
I'd forgotten it.
and I've forgotten which this is. They were kind of connected. This is Nevada City Hotel, so this is Nevada City. Old restored cowboy towns. And I think this must be Virginia City. We're up at Boot Hill now. You know where they used to bury the gangsters?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, here we are at West Yellowstone,
Oh, good.
the entrance to West Yellowstone, and this is where they had a big landslide at one time.
Uh-huh.
And that Dolomite boulder up there is placed as a memorial for the people that were killed.
Uh-huh.
28 men, women, and children were buried during they had an earthquake and then the big landslide that resulted because of the earthquake. The white Dolomite rock was carried across the canyon by the slide. You can see the exposed Dolomite ledges and the land scar, slide scar across the river. Isn't that something? That scar across there was where the boulder came from. Isn't that pretty? This is in Yellowstone National Park.
I'm so glad we went there.
Oh, look over there.
Yeah, beautiful.
Uh-huh. Some sort of wildlife.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Beautiful.
not sure what they are exactly, whether they're moose or elk or deer.
Oh, Vicky, that beautiful.
Isn't that pretty? Yeah, this
Isn't
is,
that beautiful.
you know, we came into Yellowstone getting pretty close in the evening.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that beautiful? Here's a beautiful sunset. Yellowstone National Park.
Beautiful.
See the steam coming up from the ground?
Yeah.
Yellowstone was a fascinating place, wasn't it?
That's beautiful. Look at that.
That's Old Faithful.
Uh-huh.
Blowing off steam.
Oh, God. Look
That's
at Daddy.
Old Faithful behind y'all, see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Look at Daddy. Look at that.
Isn't that something? Emerald Pool.
Beautiful, Vicky.
I think think Yellowstone was probably the most interesting of all the parks, don't
Yeah.
you?
Uh-huh.
Because it has such
Yeah.
strange geologic formations.
That's beautiful.
Remember how bad it smelled in these
Uh-huh.
places, the
Uh-huh.
sulfur, you know?
Yeah.
Ha!
Isn't that
As
cool?
Bryson.
Yeah.